to another up close video. So today's one is number 10 of the Designer's Choice die sets from Tonic, which are exclusive to the two Tonic websites. And this month's set is called Moments in Time, and it's one of their Memory Creator die sets. You probably will have seen a few videos from me showing memory book related kind of dies, and I guess this one is kind of a cross between a few of the different ones really. It's kind of like their Insert Creator ones because you have this spine element with the little eyelets that go around it, but then you also have pages without the sort of back edge to them, and also layers for the pages. So it's kind of like a mixture of three different memory book kind of die sets that you would usually get, which is really lovely because it means you've got everything all in one set for you. And I also love the small size of this too, because you know me, I like to make smaller size things, so I've really been enjoying this small size of it. And a slight difference is with this spine die, in the past, I suppose it's because they were slightly differently designed, the way you had a kind of central section with 4 scored panels in the centre to create the spine, and you used to cut a couple of them into it to give you the holes to kind of lace it together if you wanted to. But this one, the spine actually has a cutting edge down one side of it, so you can actually, I guess you could line them both up together and cut them and then just snip the tiny bit of card, or you can cut your base pages first and then put the spine die against it and it will cut off the page for you, so they will all be exactly the same. So then when you want to like bind them together with ribbon or twine or something, they're all going to be exactly the same lengths. I hope that made sense. If you're a memory book person, you hopefully will know what I'm talking about. But I just thought that was quite neat that they gave you that already cut line on there. And if you have the Insert Creator die sets, I might have one here actually. Oh no, that's not it. Oh, maybe they are here. Yes, they are. So these ones, these are their Keepsake Insert Creators. They came out a little while ago, but it's a similar kind of concept, this die set, and possibly the spine from this new one might fit along this one. So if you wanted to do, yeah, it does. So if you wanted to utilise that cut edge that's along the edge of this spine, the furthest edge up near the top of the screen is the cut edge, and this one gives you like a double debossed kind of line, which is quite nice. It kind of separates the spine from the rest of the book. But that is actually the right length to work with those Keepsake Insert Creator dies that came out a little while ago. There were 3 different sets of them. I might have the other 2 actually. They're kind of a taller, slimmer shape of dice, like the packaging, so I've kept them in a different place and they're actually to hand. So yeah, you've got The Life You Love. Then there was also Memorable Moments and also Book of Special Memories. The memory book ranges that Tonic do are very popular, so I'm not 100% sure that these are still available to buy, but if they are, I will put the links to them below. But I'm just sort of showing you so that people who have already got them will know that they kind of work together, because I know a lot of people end up commenting in the videos and stuff asking me if things will work with other things, so I'm trying to preempt it so that I hopefully give you the answer before you've asked the question. So those, yeah, it's kind of a similar concept to these, but obviously it doesn't have that middle double section in it. You're kind of just getting separate pages. However, you could create this middle double section yourself really and have 1 page or even 2 of the same pages with all the spines in the middle if you carefully sort of place this to one side of an A4 piece of card and then use your scoreboard to give you the score lines in between. If you're a pro at memory books, you're going to have so much fun with this die set because there's quite a lot of opportunities for creating different kinds of things with it as well. So I thought I'd show you those, but I haven't even shown you the die set yet, so I should probably do that. So all of the dies that you're getting in here, let's firstly show you the parts that aren't the memory book. So you've got here 2 little tabs. They're actually a sort of double-sided thing. So they're like these, like this, and you cut them out of a piece of card and then you fold them along this middle line, and they create a little tab that you can put on any kind of interactive card that you might have, where you have to pull an element up, or maybe if you've got a tag in a pocket on a card, or maybe even if you've put a gift card inside a pocket inside your card, you could use those temporary glue dots and stick one of these little tabs to the gift card to make it slightly easier to get out of the pocket as well. So I find these dies really useful. And when you have something small like this, even though that is a flowery shape, so you're going to get kind of a flower design once you've folded it over, there's nothing stopping you from sticking another die cut over the top of that and using that flower design just as a place to stick something else. So you can just utilise this kind of tab design but add anything else you want to onto it as well, which I always think is really lovely. But as well as for this one, you've actually also got two separate pieces that you can use on it as well. So you've got, you've got the little scalloped shape, so that will actually fit perfectly onto there and you could write whatever you want to. Or if it is for like a pull tab, you've actually got a little deboss die that cuts out that little panel and also debosses the words pull me into it as well. So it's perfect for anything interactive, or like tags inside a pocket inside a memory book, or I don't know, any kind of hidden thing you want to put on the front of a card, like maybe a hidden photograph, and you can just see pull me like poking up behind some of the elements on the card, and then, you know, you reveal a photograph or something. So I think those little added extras are really great. And then for the rest of the extras, we've also got gorgeous font. I really do love this font that Tonic keep putting in their die sets. It's just like a gorgeous chunky font, but then it's got all these swirls, and this gorgeous swirl down here, really lovely. I really do like this. And it says moments in time, and then it also has the bubble as well. So this is perfect if you're making this into a little memory book. You've got moments in time to go on the front cover. And then you also get 3 different corners. This one, which has got these gorgeous large swirls. This one, which I didn't actually use in the end, but it's kind of florally, I suppose. A little bit florally. Then we have this one, which I really like, with more of a latticey kind of design with the swirls inside it. And then you also get the eyelets to go on the spine piece that I was showing you earlier. So you can instantly cut all 8 of the pieces that you need to cover all of those holes. It just makes it so easy. And on 2 of the, well, the only 2 cards that I've done with this set so far, I've used these just as like additional extra embellishments. So I really love using these kind of things just for embellishments as well, just to be like something different to a sequin or a Nuvo drop. Then the main actual portion of the die set, let me take the die set apart maybe to show you. So you're getting 2 different options for your pages to create a memory book with, but if you don't like memory books, just line this edge up with the fold of a card blank and you've instantly got a decorative edged card as well, which is really nice. So that is kind of your 2 outer shapes that you can pick from, and if I measure them, it's about 4 inches. And yeah, it's just a little bit under 4 inches for the width of these, and the height is 5 inches. So a nice small kind of a size. Actually, if I show you my favourite size of rectangle, because you've probably come to know that as a kind of standard size for me, it would fit on, look, I didn't even think to do that. That would be quite nice actually. It would fit onto a nice sort of 4 by 5 1/4 card front as well. You could actually just have that panel and even cut things into it, like make an aperture into it, have a shaker behind it, or have it as an extra flap on the front of your card, again to hide something behind. Loads of different opportunities for using those kind of dies. So those are the 2 basic shapes that are in there for whatever reason you want to use those kind of things for. Then each of those also has another page, or like another open-ended die. So all these 4 dies that I've just shown you, No, I did that in the wrong one. That one goes in that one. But all of the dies I've just put out here, the 4 there, they don't have this back edge. So you can actually make them as long as you want. I mean, this kind of looks like a road sign to me, maybe. Like this kind of, maybe like one of the ones that says a village or something. But you could extend this. You can just cut this on the top of a longer piece of card and extend these straight lines with your guillotine or your paper trimmer and do some awesome different things with this. You can actually line them up and cut 2 of them to get a piece with a longer spine in the middle, or you can just take a folded card, if I get one, like a folded card just like this. You can do what I said with this one and have it like here, and that will just give you that shape of a card blank, or you can move it away from the fold line as well and then just carry on the lines, so then you get another kind of card blank out of it too, but giving you extra space here as well. So those are kind of like, so this is why I was saying it's kind of 3 die sets in one, because it kind of looks like those Keepsake insert creators that I showed you, but this element of it looks like the kind of base creator die sets in the memory book range, where you just get loads of different shapes for the pages. But as well as getting the shapes for the pages, you're also getting the layering dies that match them as well. So you're getting this gorgeous scallopy design to match the scalloped page. Then you're also getting one to go on the inside page as well. And then for this design, you're getting that layer for the bigger page, which has got a gorgeous double stitched edge on that one. And then you're also getting a layer for the smaller one, which again, I think kind of looks like a road sign. In sort of in the country, you get kind of road signs like that, I think. Like a village road sign, I mean, not like a slow down. But yeah, see, then you get the perfect layer to go on the next page down, and they're all different edges as well, which is really nice. So if I hold these up, for the biggest panel with the scalloped edge, it's actually got a straight cut edge, but with piercing dots all the way around it. And then the next layer down has got a straight cut edge, but with a sort of wide apart stitching all the way around it. And then for these two, you've got the bigger layer has got the double stitching, again with a straight cutting edge, and then this one has got a scalloped cutting edge with the dots in the sort of semicircular parts of the scallop design as well. So it's a real, it's kind of like a taster, basically. I reckon if you haven't made memory books before, but you've been curious about them, but maybe the price has been too high for you, I think this die set would be a really nice one to get, because it kind of gives you all of the different styles of memory books that you can create, really. And if you had the spine die that Tonic do as well, you could incorporate that into this die set to use for your memory books, but you don't have to have the spine die to make them either. The book that I've made, I actually did my method that I like to do of using 3D foam, because I used to make quite a few memory books years ago. I used to do them for my friends and stuff, and I used to, so for example, obviously I didn't have a die cutting machine back then, so it used to just be a square shape, but if that was a square, I would have the piece of the card there, and then I would take my, I used a nail and a ruler to score a straight line down, and then I would leave enough room for the width of whatever foam tape I was using, and then create all my pages like that, and then as I put them together, I just sandwich a piece of foam tape in that spine section, and that's how I tend to prefer to create memory books, because that's just the way I've always done it, and I don't tend to need that much space basically between the two pages. Like for example, if you have the spine die, you'll notice you get maybe 5mm between each page, but obviously if you're using foam tape, you're going to get whatever that height of foam tape is between each page, so it's usually like 2mm. And when I used to make memory books a lot, I used to mainly just use photographs in them, so I didn't really need much depth between the pages. So that's just another way of creating them. But you can also combine these two together to give you your shape, and then you've got your cut edge on the outside with all these holes in, and then you can either go up and down all of the holes with some twine or some ribbon. You could even spiral the ribbon around the outside, so you'd have all of the pages stacked up here, and this would be the outside edge of your spine. You could actually twirl the twine around so that you would see it sort of binding all of the layers together as well. I don't tend to do videos of me making memory books just because they take quite a long time to do, and I know there are quite a lot out there. If you just search how to make a memory book, or you know, memory books and tonic dies, there is a lot of inspiration out there of how different people put them together and stuff. So if you're ever stuck with that kind of stuff, there is a lot of instruction and stuff out there that you can always look at as well. So I just wanted to try and give you an in-depth kind of look at the die set, because I know when I have done, I think when I've done memory book kind of videos before, I've had a few comments of people who are not really into the memory book, so I thought, well, maybe if I explained this and how this set is quite a nice little starter one, it might, you know, spark an idea in your mind, and you might feel like you're ready to try a memory book or something. So I just thought I'd go through that in more detail, and then I will show you the little book that I've created, and I'll also show you a couple of cards that I made, but only actually utilising 3 of the smallest dies from this die set I used on my cards. And there will be a sped up video for the cards that I made, and then there'll be this up close video. I might get a chance to do another video, but I'm quite busy this month, so I'm not sure if I'll get a chance to do more than one video using this set, but if I do, I will obviously upload it. Okay, so after talking about the die set for like 15 minutes, I'll show you what I created with them. So my sped up video that will be up is showing you how to create these cards, and you might be thinking, where did that gorgeous kind of motif die come from, the circular one and the cross shape? It's actually just the corners. So I just took this corner that I said I really loved, and then this curly corner as well, and you just cut 4 of them, and then for this corner you've just stuck them back to back along the right angle, and you get this gorgeous design. And then for the other one you just overlap these 2 pieces here, and then obviously put the 4 of them together, and you get a gorgeous round design. And then I've just used those little eyelet pieces as a decoration for the cards as well. Just this one's more filling in the background, this one is more like the central section of the round design. And then I've just finished them off with some sentiment strip dies, layering some white card on top of the Inca gold card just to give a little bit of reflection. I'm not sure, yeah, you can kind of see that. Was it the Inca gold card? Yeah, it was. Okay. And then I've also used the Inca gold and then some of the other colours of Craft Perfect. I think it was Ivory, I think that one is. And then mustard and the coral coloured one as well. It might be Oyster Grey actually. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I just thought that was quite a nice colour scheme. I don't usually do that kind of a colour scheme. And then I finished them off with some Dream Drops. It's the brand new Lemon Twist Dream Drops that came out in the Tropical Paradise colour trend. I really like that colour. I think on black it's kind of got a pinky tinge to it, so I thought it would go nicely with that peachy tone if the light catches the pinky tinge to them. And then on these ones I actually did the Dream Drop, and then I swirled on some of the yellow Brick Road vintage drops as well, the yellow one. It's kind of hard to see actually, but I do think it adds something extra to the little Nuvo drops. So you'll see that in the sped up video. And it's really easy to put these designs together. The way I was doing it is I cut everything out. So I basically cut 4 of everything from the 4 different colours that I wanted to use, so that I knew I had enough to either create a full design using one colour, or to do you know, multiples and splitting the colours up as well. And then I had everything laid out in front of me. I'd poked all the pieces out so everything was ready to go, took my 2 pieces of card and then just laid all the patterns out, took a photo of it, and then just started sticking down one background first and then the other one. I just find that's a really easy way of doing it, and it doesn't matter if you accidentally knock it. You know, you've got the photograph of the kind of rough design that you were going for as well, just in case you forget what it was going to look like as well. So that is that will be the sped up video that should hopefully be up around the same time as this video. And then, just to show you in this video, I decided to make a little mini art journal kind of thing. So I haven't filmed this one, but I did just explain how I made it. I'm not very good at explaining how to make memory books, but I'm hoping you can kind of see in there. If you're looking down here, can you kind of see that there's a strip of foam tape between each page? Yeah, I think you can. Just about. That's just how I separate the spine out. And then this piece, all I do is I just measure. Once I've stuck all the pages together, I just measure how fat that is. So I think this was like 1 centimetre. And then all you do is you take a piece of card and you just put a length on the end, score a centimetre tab in the middle and put another length on the other end. And then you just stick that over that before you finish off the front of the book. And then you're just hiding that top piece. And then when you make the main portion of the book, you just make sure there's a little bit of excess card to fold down the spine as well, and then you just completely sort of hide how it was made, really. And I like how skinny this book came out. I mean, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, but it's a really nice kind of skinny book because of using that thinner depth of a foam tape on there as well. And all I did for this little book, it's not really a proper memory book, it's just kind of like an art journal that's sort of half started with all just inky kind of backgrounds. And I created the backgrounds using aqua flows, some Nuvo glitter markers and then some Nuvo embellishment mousse, just matching all of the colours together. And in each of the backgrounds, I think in each of them, I used a different colour of the aqua shimmers, because we've now got that brand new opal, is it opal quartz? Yeah, opal quartz, and then the blush rosette and the sunlit sienna as well. We got those 3 new ones too, and I think I also used the original glitter gloss and the Midas touch as well. And then I had forgotten to put my ribbon in, but when you're making a memory book, you kind of get the professional edge and then the kind of ugly side where it's kind of got all of the impressions from your cutting plate on it. So you kind of want to cut 2 of everything and stick them back to back. One, it makes it stronger, but it also just hides any of the ugly side of the card. And then when you're adding, or when you're doing this for the front cover, you want to sandwich some ribbon in there so that you've got a closure. You know, if you want a closure like that, I just sandwich it between those 2 pieces. And then for the other 3 pieces where I sandwiched them together to create the pages, I only added adhesive along these sides and along the bottom so that I could add a little tab in there as well. And I've just used the pull me tabs in all the different places. So here I just used a portion of one of those extra layering dies. I cut off a little bit so it fitted nicer. And then created a little pocket here, and then I've added the pull me tab just to this piece of card, and then I've also done them in all different colours going through in the little pockets that I've created in between the pages as well. And to get that colour on the pull tab, obviously if you cut them out, they're just going to deboss the writing on, and it'll be in the same colour as the cardstock that you've used. But what I did was I took some of the same mousse that I'd been using on each of the colours of pages, rubbed it over the top, but then I decided that it wasn't quite prominent enough, the wording on it, so I actually took the Nuvo glitter markers and then scribbled some out onto my mat, and then used a tiny paintbrush and painted them in. Have I got the paintbrush here? It's one of the ones that you can buy in Poundland for doing nail art with. I think you're supposed to like paint different designs on nail varnish. Oh, there it is. I really like this one. It's got like a weird bent ferrule. I couldn't think of the word then. It's got like a bent ferrule to it, but it's quite comfy having that bent angle, and it's got such fine hairs on it as well. I just found it really good for colouring in that design. But any of the Arteza ones that I've shown in the past, they're not quite as fine, but they would do the job as well, if you can be bothered to do that kind of thing. I just thought it would look quite nice, so I gave it a go. And then the basic idea of this little book that I've done is, you know, that it's going to be kind of like a little quote journal with some little happy quotes inside it. So I just started off the first one to say, today is a good day to be happy. I thought that would be a nice little quote in the first one. And so like I said, all of the pages I did with aqua flows, and then they've got aqua shimmers in them too. So I did this one with greens, but because I put that opal quartz aqua shimmer in there, you've got that like pink tone that comes from the opal quartz, and you don't see it at every angle. There it just looks all green, but then you tilt it and you get that gorgeous opalness. And I also used some stencils to apply some embellishment mousse through. This was using a spatula, so it's really thick and textured. And then on some of the other ones, this one, I was using the mousse, but all I did was just, my mum made me this little tool actually. It's a piece of dowel, and then she punched out some circles of funky foam and stuck them to the ends, because I think there is tiny little ink blending tools like this on the market, but she wanted to have a go at making her own one, and that makes a perfect little circle design, and works really nicely with embellishment mousse. So I used that to create a circle design. And then on this one, this was also, was that thickly through a stencil as well? No, that, I think that was applying it with my finger through the stencil, so it's kind of thicker at the edges but not as thick in the central portion of the design. And then on this last one I just used one of the silicone media spatulas to sort of spread it across in a haphazard kind of fashion. And then obviously I've just doodled on with the glitter markers and just created some really quick and easy colourful backgrounds. And then because the decorative panels don't quite go all the way up to the edge here, obviously to give you more versatility of how you want to fold your panels and how you want to create them into a book. Like for example, you could cut this and then line up that cut line from the spine piece. You could actually line it straight up to where it's cut, and then you would need that extra bit of space that they've left there, so that's why they've done it. But if you haven't used the spine piece, or you've made this slightly longer and you want to sort of cover up that piece, I just took a piece of the is it called Pearl Ripple, I think? I had two more spare pieces here somewhere, but I don't know what I've done with them now. I think it's called Pearl Ripple, and I just cut them to like 1.5 centimetres width and just used them everywhere to kind of hide that little bit that didn't have the panel extending to it, and no one would ever know, and it just kind of looks like a nice little feature because it's a pearlescent embossed luxury cardstock, that one. I just thought it would look really nice. And then I've done the same to decorate down the spine and on the back page and on the spine of the front page, and I also used the actual spine die there and trimmed off the other side, so you can see here that double debossed line that it does. Kind of hard to see, it's a very dainty little line. You can see that gorgeous scalloped edge that you get on that panel as well. And then I've just stuck on the gorgeous little eyelets that you get, and I love that you get enough to do the entire spine in just one pass through the die cutting machine as well. And then for the cover of the book, I've just stacked up a few of the moments in time, and I used the English Rose embellishment mousse to colour the top one, and then I just used some of my Dymo labeler to do mini journal moments in time 2020. The labeler I use is a Dymo one that is actually my dad's, so it's probably older than me. But if you, I know I do get a lot of questions on this, if you are interested in like a little label making machine like this, Dymo do still make them, but the letters are further apart. But I found there is a brand called Motex, M-O-T-E-X, which is quite a different kind of font that they do with it, and it's a really reasonably priced machine. But I think there's a We Are Memory Keepers one that I've linked to before. It's on scrapbook.com, and that, I think that gives the most similar look to the one that I use. I don't know why they're in the newer models of the Dymo ones, they've made the letters further apart, but I like them closer together. That's why I keep using the ancient old one. So I hope you enjoyed this up close video looking at this gorgeous Moments in Time Memory Creator die set. And you know, if you haven't seen any of the memory book dies before, I hope my kind of explanation about how it works was helpful to you as well. I have a feeling this one's going to sell out really quickly though, because the whole memory book range from Tonic is really popular. So don't be surprised if it is out of stock when you go to click the links below the video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this inspiration of just using smaller elements from the die set. I mean, I know a lot of Tonic die sets have little intricate corners in them, or small little dies as well, so I think we always forget about the little dies, and I used to always love using the little dies so much, but I know it is quite time consuming to cut out so many of the same die. But I was just in the mood to give it a go again and use lots of small dies. So hopefully that might have given you some inspiration for any of the dies in your stash as well. And then I hope you enjoyed seeing a flick through my little mini kind of art journal as well. And my kind of explanation of how I made it. I'm really not very good at explaining how to make a memory book, but hopefully, you know, I might have helped someone. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye!